Welcome to a V-EB05 rulings video. Bushiroad Japan has issued rulings for the V-Series' cash cow booster set because fishing is hard with one hand while checking your bank account with the other. Let's begin. If there are 4 copies of colorful pastel sonata in my field, how much power does all my melody units get? All melody units get a total of 20k power because each sonata's melody ability are counted as a separate ability. What happens if there are no longer any melody units left in the deck when using colorful pastel sonata's act ability? No unit will be called. All of the revealed cards will return back to the deck and the deck is shuffled. Can colorful pastel sonata's act ability call top star shield from the deck? No, she cannot. Shield is not a melody unit. A card with melody refers to a card with the melody icon at the beginning of their skill. Does colorful pastel cannon's act ability only applied to her own attack? No, it is applied to all of your attacks due to the ability being applied to the player and not to your cards. If colorful pastel cannon or Finna leaves my Vanguard circle after using their act ability, does that ability still apply that turn? Yes, it will. Cannon and Finna's act ability remains valid during that turn due to the ability being applied to the player and not to your cards. If I ride or call over colorful pastel cannon with a new melody unit, can I soul charge a card with that cannon's shared melody ability? Yes, you may. Melody abilities are shared to all melody units on the field and those coming into play. The melody unit riding or calling over cannon already has that cannon's melody ability once it's placed on the field. How many times can I draw a card when there's multiple copies of colorful pastel Serena on my field when my melody unit's attack hits the opponent's Vanguard while I have 4 cards in hand? Each Serena's melody ability are counted as a separate ability and will all be placed on standby. If the number of cards in hand becomes 5 or more when resolving this ability, you can no longer draw a card. Can I use colorful pastel Serena's act ability even if there are only 2 melody units in my drop zone? Yes, you may. You do as much of the skill as possible. Can colorful pastel Serena's act ability get top star shield from the drop zone? No, she cannot. Shield is not a melody unit. A card with melody refers to a card with the melody icon at the beginning of their skill. What happens when your only copy of colorful pastel Finna intercepts? No other melody unit outside of a grade 2 unit can intercept because Finna is no longer on rear guard. However, the Finna that intercepted would still get 10k shields with the auto ability she got from her continuous melody ability. If there are 4 copies of colorful pastel Finna in my field, how much shields does a melody unit get when it intercepts? The melody unit that intercepts get a total of 40k shields because each Finna's melody ability are counted as a separate ability. However, intercepting with a second Finna after intercepting with the first Finna will only give that second Finna 30k shields because the first Finna is already in the Guardian circle and is no longer giving the other melody units on your field her continuous melody ability. Would colorful pastel Finna's act ability apply to units that are called to rear guard after Finna's ability was used? Yes, it will. Finna's act ability is applied to the player and not to your cards. What happens to her on-hit ability that requires to hit the opponent's Vanguard did not hit while under the influence of colorful pastel Finna's act ability? The on-hit ability can still be used. However, attacking the opponent's rear guard with this ability, even if it did not hit, won't trigger this ability because it requires you to attack the opponent's Vanguard. What happens to her on-hit ability on a boosting unit that requires the boosted unit's attack to hit but did not while under the influence of colorful pastel Finna's act ability? The on-hit ability of the boosting unit can still be used. However, if the condition of the ability requires the attack to hit the opponent's Vanguard, the boosted unit must attack the opponent's Vanguard. What happens to her on-hit ability when your attack target disappears during that battle while under the influence of colorful pastel Finna's act ability? The on-hit ability can still be used. The attack was still declared despite the attack target disappearing. If there are 4 copies of colorful pastel Caro in my field, how much power does my melody unit get when they boost? The boosting melody unit gets a total of 20k power because each Caro's melody ability are counted as a separate ability. Can my opponent use Exculpate the Blaster to attack my rear guards in the same column as top star shield? No, they cannot. Exculpate can attack shield herself, but not the other rear guards in the same column as her. Can I use Top Star Shield's auto ability, even if there are less than 7 cards left in my deck? Yes you may. You do as much of the skill as possible. Can I use Top Star Shield's auto ability to add another copy of herself? No you cannot. Shield is not a melody unit. A card with melody refers to a card with the melody icon at the beginning of their skill. Can I use Diver of Atlantieri Rinner, Unparalleled Ingenuity Lurer, or Heart Monopoly in Ezka's ability if I revealed exactly one normal unit from the top 10 cards of my deck? Yes you may. Revealing exactly one normal unit still counts as having different names. Can I use Diver of Atlantieri Rinner, Unparalleled Ingenuity Lurer, or Heart Monopoly in Ezka's ability if I did not reveal any normal units from the top 10 cards of my deck? Yes you may. Not revealing any normal units still counts, because they only check normal units having different names. Can I use Diver of Atlantieri Rinner, Unparalleled Ingenuity Lurer, or Heart Monopoly in Ezka's ability, even if there are less than 10 cards left in my deck? Yes you may. You do as much of the skill as possible. Can Unparalleled Ingenuity Lurer call the trigger units revealed with her ability? Yes she can. Can Unparalleled Ingenuity Lurer call units revealed with her ability to the same rearguard circle? No she cannot. Calling multiple units must be placed in different rearguard circles. After riding Heart Monopoly in Ezka and got a force marker from her imaginary gift icon, can I get a second force marker from her ability? Yes you can. The imaginary gift icon and her ability both give out force markers each. Is it possible to get an Axel or Protect marker instead when I ride Heart Monopoly in Ezka? No you cannot. An Ezka's imaginary gift icon indicates that it only gives out force markers. Can I place a force marker on top of a Axel marker when using Heart Monopoly in Ezka's ability? Yes you may. Axel markers are considered as rearguard circles. Can I use Rainy Tears Stezza's second ability if I skip her first ability? No you cannot. Stezza's first ability cost must first be met before you get the option to use the second ability. Can Shapely Eyes Ruwe get 5k power after drawing a card before calling her? Yes she does. Continuous abilities that give out power don't need to be on the field when fulfilling their conditions. Can Shapely Eyes Ruwe get more than 5k power if I draw more than once this turn? No she cannot. Continuous abilities are only applied once. Does Friendly High Touch Chulsha or Sweet Little Girl ever get their auto ability if my opponent uses one card in hand to guard and then intercepted with another card? No they do not. Intercepting is considered as moving a card from rear guard to guardian circle and is not considered as calling a card to the guardian circle. Does Friendly High Touch Chulsha or Sweet Little Girl ever get their auto ability during the guard step they attacked while my opponent called 2 guardians for the first time this turn? No they do not. The opponent must have guarded with 2 or more guardians this turn before Chulsha or Oliver declared an attack. Does Reverberator Dice, Mischievous Overload Chiller, or Dance Queen Pulach get their continuous ability during opponent's turn? Yes they will. Continuous abilities work during both players' turn, unless specified by the card's text. Can Reverberator Dice get more than 5k shields if I have more than one grade 3 rear guard? No she cannot. Continuous abilities are only applied once. Would Loved Natural Val get 2k power if she and another unit were called at the same time? Yes she will. Does Loved Natural Val get more than 2k power if I called multiple units the turn she was placed on rear guard? No she does not. Val's auto ability would only give 2k power once. Can Welcome Sing Uvuli get more than 5k power if I called more than one unit using an ability this turn? No she cannot. Continuous abilities are only applied once. And that concludes this V-EB05 rulings video. Be sure to subscribe and let me know in the comments if Sheila is not a real melody unit.